Today, I'm bringing a very, very important topic for you. In fact, the question already came in APSC and UPSC also. This is very much important. So carefully listen to this and go through a detailed analysis of the same. So let's try to discuss this topic in details. That is, what is mission life and in-depth analysis. So you can see in this picture, reduce, reuse, and recycle. Remember R cube or 3R. That is reduce, reuse, and recycle. And circular economy have been part of the lifestyle of Indians for thousands of years. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's remarks during the launch of Mission Life. So remember, this type of statement by Prime Minister is also very important. And this piece, this particular statement, he gave as a remark while launching the Mission Life. Reduce, reuse, and recycle and circular economy have been part of the Indian lifestyle for thousands of years. Yes, India's Mission Life is a global initiative that aims to aid the world in combating the climate change and promote a sustainable way of life to attain the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Now this life, or you can say the Mission Life, was introduced during the 26th United Nations Climate Change Conference of Parties, that is COP26 in Glasgow 2021, to promote an environmentally conscious lifestyle that emphasizes mindful and deliberate utilization instead of mindless and wasteful consumption. So 2 points that you have to keep in mind, that the concept of life is being introduced in COP26 that was held in Glasgow in the year 2021. And this COP26 is the Conference of Parties, and the Conference of Parties of United Nations Climate Change Conference of the Party. And this is a 26th one and was conducted in Glasgow. So Mission Life was introduced in that year, 2021, in Glasgow to promote an environmentally conscious lifestyle. Remember, whatever the lifestyle we are having, that should be environmentally conscious. And so we should put emphasis on mindful and deliberate utilization. And it should not be mindless and wasteful consumption. If you are utilizing something, you should be very mindful that how to utilize properly. You should not go for anything that will means outcome as some kind of wasteful consumption. That was the main concept behind this Mission Life. Now, on World Environment Day, that is 5th June 2022, India launched the LiFE Global Movement, calling on academics, researchers, and the startups worldwide to devise specific and scientific ways to harness the full potential of the collective action to address the environmental crisis. So next year, it was see first at the first time it was introduced in the year 2021, right? COP26. Now this was introduced, or this was launched in India on World Environment Day, 5th June 2022. Okay, and there are many academics, researchers, startups worldwide being invited to find out or to devise some kind of specific and scientific ways to harness the full potential of the collective action to address the environmental crisis. And this mission is based on the principle of the PT model. And what is PT? PT stands for pro-planet people. So whatever the tasks or whatever the actions we are doing, that should be pro-planet. And as a whole, if it is pro-planet, obviously it will be pro-people. people, and it emphasizes a lifestyle of the planet, for the planet, and by the planet. So lifestyle of the planet, for the planet, and by the planet. Got it? The two date you have to remember. Once 2021, when this concept was introduced, 2022, when on the environment today it was launched. So it was launched as a LiFE global movement, right? And emphasis is given on PT model. PT means pro-planet people, lifestyle of the planet, for the planet, and by the planet. Now, there are three phases in this mission life and visions. First, change in demand. Second, change in supply. Third, change in policy. So phase one, that is change in demand, nudging the individuals across the world to practice simple yet effective environment-friendly actions in their daily lives. What is this exactly? Simple yet effective environment-friendly action. See, let me give you one example. Suppose you have your office, you need to go to your office, which is around 6 kilometers from your home. And for that, you used to go by your own vehicle, right? Now, instead of going by your own vehicle or your private vehicle, you should prefer public vehicles or public means transport system like bus or whatever the means public transportation system available in your place. Then that will also a very great step from your side towards the environment friendly or sustainability. Why? Because if you go by your own vehicle, extra emission will be done. Extra emission will happen, right? And that can be cut out when you go to public vehicles. That's a simple step. Let me give you one more example. Suppose it's your AC is being set at 16 degrees centigrade. And at the same time, you are wrapping a blanket and you are enjoying that chill environment, chill atmosphere being artificially created by setting the AC at 16 degrees centigrade. At the same time, you are wrapping the blanket. So what is the purpose of it, or what is the meaning of it? Unnecessary waste of electricity, unnecessary those emission of the harmful emission from the AC, air conditioner, right? So you should do what? You set it to 24, 22, or 26 like that temperature, which is comfortable, and don't use that blanket. Then you'll feel comfortable and that will be a suitable temperature. That is a second task you can do to make your actions a pro-planet one or environment-friendly one. Got it? These two examples you can cite in as an example to carry what are the steps you have to take to a contribution or to put a contribution towards the mission life. And that is these examples stand as the examples for this. Okay, so change in demand, then change in supply. Phase two, changes in large-scale individual demand are expected to gradually nudge industries and market to respond and tailor supply and procurement as per the revised demands. Right. So we should reduce the demand. Right. We should not go for extra demands. Whatever the needs, we should be satisfied with that. We should not go beyond that. Right. We should not go for our greed. Change in policy. Phase three. By influencing the demand and supply dynamics of India and the world, the long-term vision of Mission Life is to trigger shifts in large-scale industrial and government policies that can support both sustainable consumption and production. So change in policy means we have to, our government has to shape the policy in such a way that will trigger a shift in large-scale industrial and government policies to support both sustainable consumption and production. Means consumption will be there, but those will be sustainable consumption. Why? Because we already gone through the phase 1 and phase 2. Phase 1, change in demand. We should not go for those type of means harmful activities. We go for, or we adopt environment friendly action. Phase 2, we should not extra we should not put some extra demand. We have to satisfy with the need. That's kind of change in supply. So after phase 1 and phase 2, phase 3 will be easy, right? The shift will be easy from industrial and high industrial demand to some sustainable consumption and production. Got it? These are the 3 phases: change in demand, phase 1; change in supply, phase 2; change in policy, phase 3. So phase 3 is a kind of long-term vision of mission LiFE. Now, LiFE and sustainable development goals. See, LiFE mission is directly implying what? Fulfillment of sustainable development goals. Many goals, or almost maximum goals being fulfilled if the mission LiFE successfully executed. You know, these sustainable development goals focused on sustainable cities and communities. That is the SDG goal number 11. Responsible production and consumption, SDG 12. Climate change, SDG 13. Life underwater, SDG 14. And life on land, SDG 15. This emphasizes that all the individuals ensure that their lifestyle are in sync with the resources available on the planet. Got it? Yeah, so whatever the it is SDG 11. Yes, 11. SDG 11, we have sustainable citizen communities. Means the term, see, sustainable cities. That is automatically satisfying what? That our cities development should be in such a way that will not put any harmful effect to the environment. Our production and consumption will be responsible. That is SDG 12. Then minimum climate changes will occur. SDG 13. Life underwater, life on land should be balanced. So this SDGs, if to be fulfilled, means what? The lifestyles are in synchronization with the resources available on the planet. Further, research from the new climate economy highlights that bold environmental action could create as many as 65 million jobs by 2030. So, means if we want to compare with respect to economy, then this type of sustainable approach, this type of new climate economy, you can say, is implying a kind of generation of 60 million jobs. Means if we adopt this type of environment friendly action, that is going to create as many as 65 million jobs by 2030. Right? So that will fulfill which goal? SDG 8, that is decent work and economic growth. I have given you a hint. Can you tell me how is it possible if we go for this sustainable or environmental action, then how could it generate so many jobs? How could it push toward the job creation? I told you that means unnecessary consumption or unnecessary, you can say, utilization. If this to be stopped, then that will imply a kind of surge of resources. Extra resources will be left. Extra resources will be left means extra what? Extra input to some kind of sustainable production or sustainable industries, and that will generate what? Some jobs. Now, I have given you a hint. You tell me that how this environment friendly action can create this or can go towards boosting and job, or you can say 65 million job creations. Or whatever the number, the jobs creation will be increased for environmental friendly action. How is it possible? You tell me your viewpoint. Okay. Now, given the global commitment to achieving SDGs by 2030, it is important to note that Mission Life contributes directly or indirectly to almost all the SDGs. You can, if you go through the SDGs, I will give you a link in the description box in the comment section also. There I have summarized all the goals of SDG to remember them in a quick way, a short trick. Because you have to remember, because now whatever the exams, either it is APSC or UPSC you are going to appear, these goals are very important. You have to remember all the goals. No poverty, Mission Life, right? All these goals you have to know. Now, what it says that if this Mission Life is executed successfully, then SDGs by 2030 will be a kind of what main goal out of this Mission Life, or you can say main achievement. Sorry, not goal, main achievement from this Mission Life itself. For example, Swachh Bharat Mission. I hope probably you all heard about Swachh Bharat Mission. This is fulfilling which goal? As this is 6, that is clean water and sanitation, by changing the behavior of 550 million Indians from open defecation to use of toilets. Reduce 60% of the 1 billion open defecators in the world. Open defecation means what? Those germs spreading everywhere, and those create so many diseases. Because what happens in India, mindsets are like that people actually, or you can say willingly, go for open defections. But this Swachh Bharat mission has changed those viewpoints of Indian people, changed the mindset, and successfully this 550 million Indians now are open defecation free. So it reduced 60% of 1 billion open defecators in the world, because we have to target the behavioral change. If behavioral change is there, I hope you have read or you have studied in the ethics also. If we target the behavioral change, then only these things are possible. Nothing can be done forcefully, right? Because one more scheme or one more such type of mission was initially introduced, right? I'm not going to name that scheme, or I'm not going to mention that particular mission, but that was a kind of failure. Okay, although that the aim was also the same, open defecation free, make India open defecation free, but that was a failure. But the Swachh Bharat mission was successful, is successful because it targets the behavioral sense. Okay, then India's commitment to Mission Life. India has the fourth largest capacity for renewable energy in the world, and the annual per capita carbon footprint in the country is only about 1.5 tons compared to the world average of 4 tons per year. So, see, India is the fourth largest capacity of renewable energy. Renewable energy means clean energy, and it means it what? It reduces the emission. So, a step towards what? Mission Life. Then India is ranked 4th in the wind energy and 5th in the solar energy. India's renewable energy capacity has increased by about 290% in the last 7-8 years. And all this implying what? India is adopting a kind of clean energy, a kind of fossil fuel emission-free energy. And this automatically implies the goal of Mission Life. Okay. Now, India's experience in implementation of behavioral sense program. I told you, behavioral sense program. See, just let me give you an example. So, suppose nowadays what happened? If suppose some kind of deadline is approaching, like suppose your research, a message will appear just before 2-3 days before that deadline. It will be just alerting you that your this type of your that particular research is going to be ended or going to be expired by this date. Research or like that. So this type of things, when you continuously see, then you will automatically alert yourself that you have to do that by that date. That's just a simple example. So many examples are there. So we have to target the behavioral sense, like Man Ki Baat. In Man Ki Baat, Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi ji successfully implemented so many things. In fact, Swachh Bharat Abhiyan or Swachh Bharat Mission successful is also one of the reason is that Man Ki Baat. Because from Man Ki Baat, Pradhan Mantri Narendra Modi always try to impact on the behavioral sense. Even in the COVID period also, when people in worries, then our Prime Minister tries to means give them support through Man Ki Baat. Behavioral sense, right? In our APSC examination also this time, one question on Man Ki Baat was asked. So its importance, I hope you can realize now. Now, because I think because of the poor network connection, it's okay. I'm sharing it again. I hope you can see it now. So, Swachh Sagar Surakshit Sagar, Swachh Sagar Surakshit Sagar campaign. This campaign aimed to remove approximately 15,000 tons of waste from 75 beaches in 75 days. Remember, you know that those waste thrown to the ocean, thrown to the sea, from the ship or from those type of means mindless activities generates a lot of waste. If you go to the beaches, you can see in the Bombay, or I don't need to mention the names, but this is happening, right? But this campaign, Swachh Sagar Surakshit Sagar campaign, aimed to remove approximately 15,000 tons of waste from the 75 beaches in 75 days. This is again a behavioral sense. And when these things are done, this should be shown to people that they can realize that what type of things, what type of mindless things they are doing. And then they automatically stop doing that, right? Then another is Swachh Bharat mission. This led to the construction and use of over 100 million toilets in rural India within a span of 7 years. Remember, 100 million toilets, right? Then Ujjwala scheme increased the household LPG connection from 62% in 2015 to 99.8% in 2021. Ujjwala scheme increased the LPG collections. Remember, I have already discussed 1,600 rupees assistance being given. So this also helps women stay being away from exploitation, because when LPG connections were not there, women have to go a long way to collect the wood, and during that way, means from their home to those forests or wherever from where they are collecting the wood, many unfortunate events happen to them, many exploitation to them, rape or this type of things occurred. So now they have LPG collection. They don't need to go to that so long to collect the wood. So that is a very, very good or positive point of this Ujjwala scheme. In fact, so many diseases, respiratory diseases because of the smoke can now be stopped. Yes, some cones, like people say that what happened after the first cylinder, we don't have that much money to collect this. So this type of cons means this type of criticism may arise, not should may arise. But if you see from the optimistic way, then you will see that there are so many benefits of this Ujjwala scheme. In fact, the first one I have cited, that the exploitation of women can be, or the burden on women can be exponentially reduced, right? Second, those respiratory diseases, they can be stopped. They can be means what? This type of diseases can be eliminated. So these are the some kind of implementation of behavioral science program that India already experienced. Now India is focusing on mission LiFE, because really, if you think carefully, if you think seriously, this type of mission is really the current need of the hour. The way the climate change is happening now in Assam itself, have you experienced so much heat wave like this time we are experiencing? Certainly no. Because this current last few years, that climate is being changed. Our green cover is reducing. In the name of development, we are destroying the earth. We are destroying the environment. So that's why the impact is coming adversely. So we have to sure to adopt this type of mission lifestyle. And I have to say that the brain who actually means initiated this type of mission, we need to salute that brain. We need to salute the man behind it, because this type of mission is the current need of the hour. Anyway, let's come to the discussion. In Assam, this is being adopted on March 21, 2023. So Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sharma, launched the Lifestyle for Environment, that is Mission Life, in Guwahati on March 21, 2023 to protect and preserve the environment. And as part of the Mission Lifestyle for Environment, remember, life means what? Lifestyle for environment. So as part of Mission Lifestyle for Environment initiative, various week-long activities were conducted across all districts in Assam. So think carefully or think seriously why these things are done, why these type of activities were done. Because to put an impact on the behavioral sense. Okay, these activities targeted 7 identified categories, including energy and water conservation, reducing plastic and e-waste, promoting healthy lifestyles. Okay, according to our Chief Minister. He also emphasized that human actions against the nature have caused numerous problems for humanity, plants, and animals. Due to deforestation, loss of wetlands, and other national bodies, seasonal changes have become being unpredictable. And research suggests that Northeast India will suffer severe consequences of climate change. Now, to promote a healthy environment, the state government has cleared over 6,000 acres of land by removing the encroachment over the past 2 years. And in the world, these the things are being done in our Assam by the respective chief minister. So now it's our turn. It's our turn as an individual to go and adopt this mission. Our individual tasks, our individual activities are very much needed to make this mission a successful one. At the last, I want to conclude this session in the words of Mahatma Gandhi. What is that? You have probably seen in our APSc essay paper, I think. The world has enough for everyone's need, but not enough for everyone's greed. Okay? So we have enough to satisfy our need. But yes, we don't have that enough for satisfying our greed. With this, I'm ending this session. I hope this session on Mission Life is interesting for you. If not interesting also, but I think that I successfully conveyed the message to you that what is the meaning, what is the moral behind this mission. Okay then, thank you. Bye-bye.